everybody. Welcome back to the Brothers Take podcast. I am Kris. I am joined once again by my brother, Eric.
Hello.
We are back in the room to talk more gaming, and in particular this week, the Game Awards. All of the awards, all the showcases, all the world premieres, all the shit. Yeah, it's finally happened. People can stop talking about their guesses and their predictions and their picks and talk about the real deal and also those sweet, sweet, sweet new showings of video games. Yeah, some really tasty ones.
Yeah.
We obviously don't have Adam with us this week for anyone who's watching or anyone who's listening. And that is because he's actually away celebrating his first wedding anniversary with the lovely Pagan Plays. So huge congratulations to them both. And also congratulations to all who won awards at the Game Awards.
And who were nominated, because that's also a big achievement.
Absolutely. Yeah. Being nominated at all in any of these categories is huge. Absolutely huge recognition for all of these games. And look, we'd love you guys to join in on our conversation, whether it's things that we bring up or things that we don't. If you think that there was games that were snubbed, games that you hoped to see, anything like that, do let us know. So if you watch this YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts. Or if you watch this YouTube, sorry, that's what I already said. I'm like Al Pacino now, trying to read from the teleprompter that I don't have. If you are watching on YouTube, you can jump down in the comments and share your thoughts. And if you enjoy this episode, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell for all future content. Or, of course, if you guys are listening to us on audio platforms, then you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take. Again, to give your take on the Game Awards and who the hell that kid was at the end. But without further ado, let's get stuck right in.
World premiere.
Yes, absolutely. I think so we should separate these, even though the show itself is like it dives between the things. I think we should do the awards first.
Okay.
And then the games, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And we won't talk about game of the year just yet.
So right? Okay. The awards,
just
the game of the year. No, sorry. Award announcements, game of the year at the end.
Yeah. And I don't mean let's go through them all, but just was there any that you wanted to shout out, any that surprised you in particular, in terms of other wins and nominations, or was there just any of them that stood out to you in terms of anything that happened during the show?
Just kind of I won't bring that up just yet. I don't. No,
because that all right. I'm not talking about that because that's actually to do with the game of the year. No, I just mean like even like the things that they did, like for example, bringing Al Pacino out to.
Well, okay, I actually yes, actually Al Pacino, like, right? That's the first thing. So he was brought out to do best performances.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember when he was saying 2-time Emmy, 2-time Tony, 2-time Academy. I was like, okay, I wonder which actor this is now, because obviously I don't keep up to date with the kind of live action awards and stuff like that. And then Al Pacino, and had to pause it. I actually left and went, Dad, just come into the room for a second. I brought Dad into the room. I was like, tell me, Dad, who this person is. And he couldn't get it at first because age has certainly taken Al Pacino. He is.
Yeah.
But that was really cool having Al Pacino on.
I mean,
they had a few cool people brought on. And
what an honor for any actor to be given a prestigious award by Al Pacino.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like this, regardless of whether you've seen his movies or not, everyone knows who this guy is. This guy is a legend in film acting. You know, so. Yeah, that was a big move. Like bringing him straight out. That was massive.
That was awesome.
And then of course the first was the best performance. I'd like to pat myself on the back for not only predicting this one right, but also it was my personal pick. Christopher Judge won best performance as Kratos.
He did, yeah. I think I chose Sonny Solyuk.
Yeah, that's right.
Just because I thought he did a really good performance when he was young. But yeah, no,
absolutely,
Again, but they were all strong contenders, to be honest, with all those games. They all did really well. So that was tough. But yeah, Christopher Judge did do he also did a fantastic job in that, and a great speech. Actually, it was a really lovely speech.
It was,
And
but
now it did go on for a long time, and there was constant jokes about that Shrek thing. So I will admit that.
yes. So look, that's one thing I wanted to point out, right? Because if I'm honest, because that was the start of the show, right? And it was supposed to
You
be
were
like
you were a little worried that.
well, no, it was just that it kind of brought me down into a bit of a lull,
Right.
It
Okay.
was
Yeah.
fucking hell, like he's still going. Now, I'm saying this as someone who loved his performance, thinks he deserved it. I totally understand and could tell by him that this was a hugely emotional moment. He
Hmm.
was very emotional. He was trying to gather his thoughts. This meant a lot to him. The character meant a lot to him. I totally get that and I respect that. But at the same time, man, this is showbiz. You know that you only have like a minute and 30 seconds to say your thanks and go. And when and they waited a long time before playing the kind of all right, wrap it up music because they were being respectful. But you could see them on the sidelines nearly like getting worried, like okay, Chris, like how many more of these stories are you gonna tell? Like this is the first one. We gotta go. Come on, wrap it up, wrap it up.
Yeah.
So
I actually,
it
I
kind of
didn't.
it took the high speed kind of excitement out of it is what I'm trying to say a
That's
little
fair,
bit,
that's fair.
you know.
That is fair. I do get that there was a lot of long pauses. I
Oh,
still think it was a really nice speech. If
yeah.
he shortened the pauses, it probably would have been even better. I didn't realize the music was wrap it up music
Oh yeah, no, it was. And I've heard
because
people comment and saying that wrap it up music just made his speech more epic.
it did. Because as he started to slightly speed up, the
Yeah.
music was kicking in. So it's like as if the whole thing was planned. That there's like
Right.
as he got faster and as he was getting
Yeah.
more to the point, like the music was really kicking in.
Yeah.
And now I know they do play it later on again, I think, with someone else.
Well, they kept doing
Making
it then as a reminder to start. Right. Nobody else can go that long. Like everyone has to wrap it up because
uh,
the thing was that Jeff Keighley had put out like a tweet 2 days before the show to say it's going to be a much shorter event this year. We've streamlined it because we realized people said it was too long.
right, sure.
And then Christopher Judge alone added 10 minutes onto the show, like so it was like what do you do with that? There's nothing you can do now. Yeah, the rest of the show still has to happen.
Yeah. Well, it was still shorter.
But
Than usual. And it was still great.
I'm delighted he got it. Like I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
he
take away
does. He
from
does
that.
deserve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's yeah, fucking hell, Chris, come on. I get it. There's interviews for this. Like this is not the time or place. Go on to a podcast with like kind of funny or these kind of guys and then talk about how important this role was, but not right now. Just thank Santa Monica.
Like,
Get out of here.
yeah, really, really like thanking everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and telling stories. That was the thing. Like, telling stories about each person. But anyway, were there any other awards or moments in the award side of it that stood out to you?
I
that
mean,
surprised you?
Like surprises were a few of the actors that were few of the people brought on to kind of announce things. Like I mean, now they were only coming on. He was only coming on to announce the game, but it was Michael Madsen came on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's him. That's pretty cool. And then we'll talk about that game because that game was like, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Other things. I mean, I knew they were going to play Hosier and Bear McCreary's Blood into
beautiful.
Snow. It was beautiful, and I also knew they were going to play
enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Awards, I called it. Arcane was going to win.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, Eric's on the money with this one. I knew it.
I mean, even with the trailer to the Game Awards, they showed that so much that I was like, well, that's going to win. You're telling us that's actually going to win. You're not even showing any of the other adaptations.
Yeah.
Other big announcements. Genshin Impact. Was it Genshin Impact?
One player's voice.
Yeah. That's great. That was cool.
Yeah, that surprised me.
That really surprised me. And I was like, that.
Me. Which meant that those who were voting for that. Now, obviously not everyone takes part in these votes, but it was interesting that whoever was passionate about that, like the community for Genshin Impact, got so involved in that vote to make sure that game won, as opposed to your Elden Rings and your Ragnaroks and
I kind of really want to play Genshin Impact. I'm seeing that a lot, and there's a lot of support for it and everything. I'm kind of very intrigued to play that.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 14 won 2 awards.
Yeah, I mean that wins awards every year now.
Does it? My
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I think for the last 3 years in a row for like best ongoing MMO or community support, that kind of stuff, it tends to win. You know, that's why even like this year when we are predicting, and I've never played it, but I just like when I saw it, I went, yeah, that one. I predict that will win because it did the last 2 years. So,
Oh, I should probably take note of that for next time.
so, but I
Um,
wonder when will 14 come to its end. You know what I mean? It can't go on forever, can it?
I
I
don't
suppose it
know.
can.
The
In the
yeah,
series
MMOs.
Final Fantasy is.
Yeah, they don't know the term Final Fantasy final. You know, I think they looked
Yeah.
at the dictionary, saw the word final, scrapped it out, and replaced it with ongoing,
Eternal.
eternal.
Yeah.
Anyone stand out to you? Like, I mean, there was a few which were just nice wins I found. I felt actually a little sort of sorry for Horizon.
Yeah,
Forbidden
yeah,
West.
yeah. Like it would have been nice for Horizon to win something, and I think, look, we knew that in most of those categories it was going to get overshadowed by Ragnarok and Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
But there was one category then that came up, and I went, okay, it does have a chance here. It could take away an award here, and that was best audio design,
I thought the
sounds of
same.
machines and stuff, right?
I thought, yeah.
And Gran Turismo 7 got it. And fair enough. I imagine that does have great sound.
Hmm.
Didn't it?
Did it?
I believe so. Yeah, I think for audio design, I think it was Gran Turismo 7. What did you
Oh,
think it was? You've just watched it. I watched it
I just watched it, but there was
when it was
also a
live,
lot of
so
information to process in like
absolutely.
over 2 hours. And also the way I was watching it, because I was watching, I didn't watch it live, like,
Of course.
so I had sometimes like audio cutting out
Ah,
at some
sugar. Okay,
point.
okay, okay.
Now it was like they were cutting it out because it was like songs being used
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
trailers and stuff. That
yeah.
was annoying. Um, I'll take your word for it. Best audio.
No,
I thought that one for best sports or something like that. No,
I could be totally misremembering, so someone correct us if we have that totally wrong. But anyway,
I
it
thought it
was
was like God of War Ragnarok or Elden Ring or something like that. Got it for best audio.
maybe it was. But I that's one
Hmm.
where I thought Horizon could get it, like
Yeah,
genuinely
for
could get
yeah,
it, and
best audio. I
then
really thought, and I kind
still
of wish it
didn't.
did.
Yeah, and yeah, because you know what, it's a great game,
It's a really great game.
and it
It's
got
so disappointing because the same with
yeah.
Zero Dawn. Zero Dawn's great, and it got overshadowed by other games.
But we said that, didn't we? That like, um, if Forbidden West made its release last year, which it was supposed to before it got that delay, obviously because of the pandemic and stuff. But if it made that release, that would have been Game of the Year last year.
Probably, yeah, would have taken
I
home a
think
lot of
so.
awards. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, or yeah, if not Game of the Year, it definitely would have taken home a lot of awards in certain categories. So,
Mm.
yeah, look, it's a shame, and yeah, that does stand out a little bit. Where you're like, that's a great game, and it's totally like overshadowed by these other great games. I'm not saying they're
Mm.
not great games, but
Yeah.
I suppose one that stood out to me was Best Director.
Okay.
I really think Eric Williams for God of War Ragnarok deserved that award. I, that's totally coming from a biased point of view, but I think he did a fantastic job at Ragnarok. Um, yeah, and I'm thinking about the multiple facets in terms of like, because I know like a lot of the complaints of Ragnarok is that, oh, it's just a big cinematic. It's fucking not. Go play it. But it is also that, like he's directing the gameplay, the cinematics, the art design, the score, there's a multitude of things going on in Ragnarok in terms of there's a fuckload of gameplay, right? Which
Mm.
I'm sure, I mean, I know Elden Ring has in spades, but there's no way Elden Ring has the kind of cinematics that are going on in Ragnarok, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the story, like I know there are cutscenes, but not to that level or degree. So I just think the way they pulled all that off, I'm like, oh man, Eric Williams did such a good job. Like,
He
I
did, because
felt,
it doesn't even feel that much different to Corey Barlog's 2018 one that he
yeah,
directed.
yeah,
It doesn't feel that much different, like, so it's like,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the only one that I felt like is like, because with all the other ones, I was kind of like either the right game won, or also it was like, well, fair enough.
Because Elden
There's
Ring
an
got best
argument to
game
be made.
design, and I was like, that's fair enough.
Well,
It's From
yeah,
Software is renowned for
yes,
their awesome
absolutely,
designs.
yeah, for the art design, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
best director.
yeah. That was one where I was like, no man, come on, Eric Williams deserves that. I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I don't know, because it kind of, it feels a little bit like you almost have to look back at the description of what they mean by best
I know.
director,
Yeah.
because it's like, from playing From Software games, they have cinematics,
Hmm.
but a lot of their cinematics is introducing this important boss,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's your cinematic.
yeah.
Or you pull this lever and we're showing you a cinematic of a door opening, kind of like the way in Legend of Zelda sometimes that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like,
No, and I'm not
now
saying that
obviously
the
there's
guy who
more to.
directed Elden Ring didn't do a fucking amazing job and directed the
Mm,
shit out of a fucking incredible game. And I'm not saying directing is just cutscenes. That's not what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But I just think when you look at all of the multifacets that make up what Ragnarok is as an experience, I think Eric
Mm,
Williams knocked the fucking ball out of that park.
yeah.
But anyway, so that was one where I was like, oh man. Whereas with all the other ones, I was like, yeah, saw that coming, or yeah, that's exactly what I
That's fair. That's
expected.
fair. I thought the I was a little cringed out by when they brought on Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson.
Oh sure,
Uh,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God, my mind's going blank.
Pedro Pascal and
Thank
Bella
you, Pedro
Ramsey.
Pascal. Thank you very much. That was very cringily
Oh, and
awkward.
they're bowing to each other, and then they're doing the voice. They're reading it out together, and
Yeah, I was like, they actually should have just boom, 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 boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. Like, just Troy does it, Ashley does it, Ellie does it, Pedro does it, and then just do it like that. Might have been better.
Hmm.
And maybe do it in in their voices might have been a nice touch or something. I don't know, but
Yeah, I get it. They're trying to respect each other. They're
yeah,
trying to be like, like Troy and Ashley are trying to say, "Oh, these guys are incredible as Joel and Ellie," and then they're trying to no, but like, don't think we're taking over though. Like these guys are the original Joel and Ellie, And I get it. They're trying to respect each other, but yeah, it,
mm,
it came off a little bit sloppy.
yes,
A little bit
not
sloppy.
properly planned, or yeah, a little cringy and awkward.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so then moving on to the game of the year.
okay,
Um,
how
are
we're
you
doing
all,
that last, but okay.
are you all right, Eric? Are you okay? No,
Well, you
I only
see.
meant last in terms of the award side of
Oh,
things. But
out
if
of the
there's nothing else
awards,
to
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about
So we
awards
had.
wise, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is there anything you found? I mean, I think most of the awards were very. Yeah,
Straightforward.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But the Game of the Year award, I mean, I think me and Adam said it when we were doing our predictions for this. Actually, I think I was actually wrong with a lot of my predictions for these.
Oh, I really? No, I thought we
Yeah.
were in agreement on a lot of them, but
Um. Well, I might have been in agreement because, like, oh, you guys are smart. I'll agree with you.
not at all.
But like, even with actually most anticipated game, I think I said Starfield.
Oh, really? I thought we all said Zelda there.
Yeah. I think I kind of just like, I think at first in my head though, I was like, oh no, Starfield. Then when you started talking, I was like, you guys actually make sense. So I'm gonna say
Oh,
Zelda as
sure.
well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
I
yeah.
want like because Elden Ring got a most anticipated game 2 years
Two
in a
years in a
row.
row. That's right.
So that's how I kind of knew this was definitely going to get Game of the Year,
Hmm.
whether it deserves it or not. Uh, um. So and I got it. Elden Ring got Game of the Year, and me and Adam did say it when we were making our predictions. It was going to get it because of
No,
this.
do you want me to pull up the recording? Because I think you'll find you both said God of War Ragnarok will win, and I was saying Elden Ring will win.
Were we not saying that God of War Ragnarok should win?
We were all saying it should win, and you were also saying you think it will win. Now you were a bit more understanding, I think. Adam said he'd riot. So wherever he is there, he said if Elden Ring wins, we riot. He said if
Yeah,
Elden Ring wins, I don't fucking understand.
I do believe that.
So
Yeah, I
so
didn't
he
actually,
definitely.
honestly, with that, I didn't know if he was joking or not.
Oh, right,
I
okay.
could not tell whether he was joking. I thought
I
he
haven't
was
a
kind
clue.
of just taking the piss out of when some people do that.
He was actually that guy that went up on stage at the end.
Uh,
No, I'm
yeah,
joking.
I'll get to that in a couple seconds. But I mean,
Let's,
I was building myself up for it that Elden Ring was going to
yeah,
win.
yeah, you'd come to
Whether
terms with it.
I came to terms with it. So when it won, I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, it won. And then also at the start of the show, when Jeff Keighley was like, "Oh, we welcome Mr. Miyazaki." That's the name.
I
Do
think so. I'm not
apologize if I'm
totally
butchering the
familiar with
name.
him yet. Yes.
Um, and when I saw that, I was like, "So So they won Elden Ring because you're announcing his name first out of
Sure,
everybody. I was
sure.
like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, they obviously won best game, and they did. Well,
Yeah.
congrats to them. I mean, I'm sure.
Congratulations to Elden Ring from Software. But we have to be good sports about this. We
Yeah,
lost,
it's
but it's okay. It's like a sporting thing, and like we were in the World Cup, and our team was God of War Ragnarok. It
yeah.
was our personal pick for all of us, but you know what? Fair enough. The
I
the
mean,
game that won was the game that won.
Yeah, I mean, at some point I'll probably get around to playing it, and I'll be playing it, and I'll go, yeah, God of War Ragnarok still should have won, but this is fine. I'll go that dreaded fucking swamp area and go, this is not even fun challenge. This is just stupid hard. But you know what? If it won, it won. That's no big
Well,
deal.
we could get really petty and say, well, no, of course, yeah, one game of the year, yeah. God of War Ragnarok still won more awards though.
That is true. It did wear one. And
But
I
no,
was
I'm
going,
joking.
yes.
I'm joking.
No, it does deserve it. They do make incredible games.
Yeah.
They do. Whether they're your cup of tea or not, they are still incredible games. They make a lot of people happy, and I think that's the most important. That's the most important thing.
You
As
don't
long as
mean
you
that.
make a
Look at
lot
you.
of
You don't
people
mean that.
happy.
You don't mean that. Look at you.
Just God of War Ragnarok made me more happy.
I
And
know.
Stray made me more happy. And Plague Tale Requiem made me
Oh yeah,
more
did you
happy.
play Stray?
I did.
Wait,
I cleared it in
did you
one
finish
day.
it? Yeah, did you
In
like
one
it?
day. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But now
Yeah.
that you have that, sorry to segue a little bit, but now that you have the context of playing it, with that in mind, are you now surprised that it was one of the Game of the Year contenders?
A little bit actually.
Because I played it and I was like, yeah, it's a good indie game. I was like, it's not as good as like Kena was last year, for example.
Kena was
great, but
Hmm.
I was like, Stray is good. Like, it is actually good, but I
Yeah.
was like, it's not Game of the Year contender good. I didn't think.
Apparently it was.
Some people loved it, and it won awards that we figured it would win, and rightfully so in those categories. But
Yes,
yeah,
that's true. That's true.
but yeah, so the Game of the Year whole moment. Congratulations, Elden Ring. Congratulations from Software, but it was made very weird. Is it that you can't do an awards ceremony this year without something fucking strange happening? You know what I mean? Like, okay, everyone was being nice and everyone kept each other's wives out of their mouths. You know? There was no slaps, but then there was this fucking kid who just walked up on stage with them, and there's this awkward like, they're like, is he part of the show? Like, is he? I think the presenters all think he's with the From Software guys,
Okay.
and the From Software guys think he's with the show.
Oh, he was. I just assumed he was from Software.
If you go back and watch the clip, so the From Software guys come on from like the left. He just got up out of some random seat and walked up with them instead of patting them on the back, and just walked up on stage with them. They don't know him at all. And when he started going towards the bike, you actually see the guy who was translating turns to like the guy who announced them, right? And you can see him whispered to him, and it basically like, we don't know who the fuck that is. And so, okay, you can't hear any of that, so you're kind of speculating. He says something weird at the mic before they kind of cut him off. So it's kind of like, well, that was a bit strange. That was a bit weird. Jeff Keighley tweeted later though, the individual who interrupted our show at the Game Awards has been arrested. So, and it's then when you go back and watch the clips and you go, oh, like that guy was a total stranger. Nobody knows him, and he just walked. Thank God he wasn't dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, all he said was like he would like to nominate this award.
Yes, to his Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton or something like that.
This is Reformed Orthodox Bill Clinton. Yeah. It's like, okay, that was really weird.
So I don't know if the whole thing was just a trolling moment, or whether the young chap has issues, and I don't mean that in a mean way. Like he could,
yeah.
But I get the sense that it was just to troll the event, like to come on and kind of
he got a bit too far for the amount of people there. Like, this is
absolutely. Absolutely.
Um,
It'll
fair play to
definitely
him.
no. It'll definitely shake up their security measures for next year.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the first time that's happened. The Game Awards show has become very big. That, yeah, something like that. And worse things could have happened.
Absolutely.
So
No,
that's actually
yeah.
pretty tame and quite nice, relatively so,
Mm.
for what he said. Because all it did was made like what it looked like from most people's streaming. Because I watched one or two kind of clips. It just made it seem most people were a bit like, "Who's that?" Like
Yeah,
everyone was kind
yeah.
of
No,
laughing, be like, "What
absolutely.
the hell?" So that's fine compared to earlier in the year.
It's, yeah, I know, but it's just a shame that you know, that guy, you know, even on YouTube today is in so many thumbnails and circulating around and everything, and you know, look, I'm guilty of it now. He stole the show from the Game of the Year a little bit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was supposed to be the proud moment, and the show ends. Happy days.
Yeah.
And then he makes it weird. You know, he just made it weird at the end. So the show started with a speech too long, and then ended with a fucking weird speech.
A weird little comment, yeah.
You know, so it's just, it kind of bookmarked the overall show with like, just, that was strange.
True, but at least,
But yeah,
you know, you still had about over 2 hours of, you know, games that people loved getting awards and some great announcements and everything. And Elden Ring, which obviously had a lot of, like, people were loving that game. So, I mean, that got a Game of the Year, which is fantastic. I suppose.
well,
no. God of War Ragnarok got a lot of awards.
aside,
So
yeah, I know. Joking aside, you mentioned announcements, which is the other big draw for the Game Awards. Like, you know, aside from it's cool to see studios and artists and everyone get recognition for their hard work throughout the year. But the other great thing is it's also a big games showcase at the end of the year, looking forward to the future.
Yeah,
And
it's the type of thing that, like, the Oscars should look at and probably try to, like, having the live orchestra to do the music. Now, maybe they do. Correct
that's
me if
what
I'm
you
wrong.
said last year.
And I will say this every year until they
Yeah, you should
goddamn
say
do
that
it and
every
stop having troubles. Because even when the Oscars happened this year, I had to look up who won awards for movies because
That's
no
because
one was
nobody was
talking
talking about that,
no
because
one
they
was
were talking
talking
about the slap heard around the world.
Yeah, which is a problem. But with this, we
I
actually
know.
started off talking about the awards and stuff. But
Yeah,
having the game announcements. So they should be having movie announcements. Why the fuck are the movie announcements big event? The Super Bowl. That makes no
I know.
sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the announcements. Back to the most important.
Let's obviously we won't be talking about everything. And
No.
there's some games as well. Like it's a huge variety of games. Different games are going to appeal to different people. Not everything is for us, but we will talk about the ones that did stand out to us.
I actually quite liked the look of a lot of them.
I did as well. No, I did.
Yeah.
I will say I had a slight moment of disappointment, but I'll explain that later. It's not the show's fault; it's my fault. But I'll explain it later, right?
Okay.
Well, let's just hype about the games now, though. Like,
Okay.
let's just gush about some of these great announcements.
First thing I want to mention, right? Because I mentioned Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
So that, right? Just because I was like, oh, look, it's Al Pacino and now it's Michael Madsen. That's pretty cool. Not that I'm in any way looking forward to that game.
Yeah, okay. I
But
didn't know where you were going with that. I was like, that
But I was
surely
just-
wasn't your most.
no. That's why I mentioned first, getting out of the way. But I was like, holy shit, that's Michael Madsen. Holy shit, that's Michael Rooker. Holy shit, that's fucking Donald Glover or Danny Glover.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's fucking Danny Trejo. Holy shit, that's fucking Chuck Norris. It was just like constant growing and like
Yeah.
all different actors. I was like, holy fuck, that's some cool shit.
Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous.
Ridiculous cast.
It looked like a mix of GTA and Cyberpunk. That's what it kind of looked like. Something in between those.
Actually kind of gave me a bit more of a kind of Saints Row vibe.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good show too. Yeah.
So yeah, kind of those three type games. But yeah, that's some cast.
Before we go into the games from the main show, because I don't know in terms of you watching the
when I watched
did
it,
you
it
get
was
to see
from
the pre-show as well?
No, I just when I clicked it on, it was the start.
Okay, so I'm actually going to shout out a couple of games from the pre-show.
Okay,
that were pretty cool. All right. And then you can always go on to YouTube and
YouTube
check
and
them out yourself, right? One of them was a game called Viewfinder,
okay.
and it was this like puzzle game. It's honestly, I don't want to describe it because I'll ruin it.
Okay.
It was just I was like, wow, I was just so impressed by how seamless it is.
Hmm.
And I just have a funny feeling that when that does come out, I think it's more like an indie game, with just a really creative way of doing puzzles and things and mapping out the world. But I imagine that will receive great critical reception when it comes out.
Okay.
For its game design, basically. So Viewfinder, I would check that out. There was a great trailer for Replaced.
Okay. Which is
Do you
coming to
do you remember?
Xbox Game Pass.
It
isn't
is, yeah.
Yeah.
So you remember that? It was kind of like a Blade Runner vibe, kind of
It's
old
kind of
school retro game.
Yeah, but it's kind of side. Am I wrong in saying it's side
Yeah, it's kind
scrolling?
of side scroller, right?
Yeah.
It looks fucking incredible.
Okay. I think Adam was
Uh,
excited by the looks of that.
Yeah, and if he sees this one, he's going to get even more excited.
Okay.
Huge The Batman vibes.
Ooh.
Huge The
Okay.
Batman vibes.
That's nice. That's cool.
As well as Blade Runner stuff. But yeah, I can't fucking wait to play this game. It looks great. Honestly,
On Game Pass.
2023, 2023 is an expensive fucking year. So
Oh, stop. Oh my god.
It's
Jeez,
unbelievable.
with some of these fucking announcements, I was like, what? How are they all 2023?
I guess that pandemic really had a domino effect. And do you know what it is? 2023 is going to be, it's so strange. You think about 10 years ago, 2013 was the year of, The Last of Us, Arkham City. Was it Arkham City? Drake's Deception, I think, by one of the Bioshocks. Like, I remember when we did our 2013 episode, we were like, what a fucking year. It was ridiculous for games.
Yeah.
I think 2023 is the next one of those where
Jesus,
actually
what's
it's like
2033 going to be like?
the Game Awards will be tough next year. There was another. Oh, yeah, the other one was a Hellboy game.
Oh, I seen something on Facebook about that, but I didn't actually see it.
Okay. I don't know what it's going to be. But the artwork, the animation,
is done like the comics.
Amazing. Yeah, but when he's and it showed gameplay, and when he's hitting, there's all these like comic book style bashes, and not the words, but like clouds of dust and things like that. Like, oh, so fucking cool. And I was like, I also hope, I don't know if that's like a big enough game. It kind of looks small. I hope that comes to like Game Pass as well. I think it would do really well on something like that, where you pop it on and you're like, this is fucking sick,
Okay.
So anyway, so those were some of the games that stood out to me in the pre-show, and anyone who's watching or listening, if there's other games that showed up in the pre-show that you thought really stood out, let us know. But since I did a bit of talking there, Eric, what's the first game you would like to bring up from the main show?
I think it was actually one of the first games they kind of announced. Not the first game, but one of the first was Hades 2.
Yeah.
That was nice. I was like, oh, that's cool.
You played Hades, right?
I did play Hades.
Yeah.
You don't really clear that game, I don't think.
I get you. That's why I said you played it. I didn't say you cleared it.
Yeah.
Like, Hades plays you.
Yeah, very much. So I was like, that's very cool. That's very cool. And just the kind of like, just having that really cool artistic comic style, that animated trailer, and then slowly bringing in the Hades music, where I was like, oh, that's cool. And then just getting more, I was like, oh, this is awesome. So yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Is that a game that you're going to keep on your radar?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd get it day one or anything like that, but I'll definitely keep it on my radar. Yeah, I enjoyed Hades.
Yeah,
I should probably play more of that.
Yeah. No, I know there was a lot of hype for that one. I think it was the first game shown as part of the showcase. It just didn't feel like that because it was after Christopher Judge's speech.
Okay.
And I think then they were just trying to like, let's kick the momentum going. Cool, yeah. I tell you what we'll do. Yeah, you shout out something, we'll talk about it, and then I'll shout out something. And by the end, we haven't covered all the ones we want to cover. So yeah, Hades 2 was awesome. The next one that I took note of, because again, I took notes here, and some of them were like, who won what, and
I should do that for these things.
I only wanted it because I knew this was gonna be long and this was gonna be a lot, and I was like, I need to remember.
Okay, yeah.
But the next one that stood out to me was Suicide Squad.
Yes. Okay.
Not because of the game,
No,
of course,
of course not. No, I know why.
but because this is going to be Kevin Conroy's last time
As Batman.
playing Batman. And, he sadly passed away not long ago. And we did put up a post about it, but we haven't spoken about this on the podcast. And
this hurts too much.
Yeah, it does. This is the voice of Batman. And it was just, I suppose, like, we knew this game was set in the Arkhamverse. And we knew the whole premise was that they're going to take on the Justice League. And for some reason, I never stopped to think Kevin Conroy was actually going to be in it.
That's because, well,
It
Arkham Knight
makes
kind of ends.
sense. No, I know, yeah. Yeah, you're wondering, like, is Batman in it at all?
Yeah. Because Arkham Knight ends with kind of the idea is Batman dead, like, so does this take place before the Arkhamverse? Does it take place between the Arkhamverses? And no one's really surprised that Batman's still alive?
Because Harley says Bruce. They know he's Bruce.
Yes.
Because his identity was revealed in Arkham Knight.
Yeah. So he's still alive. Okay.
So he's alive.
But it was nice to hear the voice, though. Oh, so
also,
good.
It was also just to see in a show like this and to get up on screen the "Thank you, Kevin" at the end of that trailer. Like I feel like this trailer wasn't totally a finished trailer.
No.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's not even a scene in the game.
I
feel like this was put together because there was some of the audio wasn't great for it and everything. I feel like this was put together
as a thank you,
as a tribute to Kevin Conroy, and as the announcement that this is Kevin's last time playing Batman.
Now we have to get it.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I had no interest in this game. We said it before. Like, I didn't like the look of the gameplay, and yes, the idea of taking on the Justice League as bosses is cool, but it's just the running gunning kind of style gameplay. It doesn't look appealing to me. But this might sway me. Just because now I'm like, what does this mean? How are they going to use him? How is he utilized in the story? I mean, he gave an incredible performance across all the Arkham games. Genuinely, like, unbelievable. Some of the best in his career. And like this guy is Batman. So to have him back, but it also then made me wonder as I thought about it. I was like, who else is in this game?
Susan Eisberg, I'd imagine, is Wonder Woman.
I fucking hope so. And I bet you anything Clancy Brown is in this game as Lex Luthor. They're in Metropolis. He's got to be, right? You're playing as the Suicide Squad.
Honestly, if they're
going to go to Lex Luthor, right? Clancy Brown is in this game.
That'd be so good.
I'm not saying that definitively. It's just that's my prediction. I predict that.
Hold up, I think I know how Batman's in it.
Well, because he's not dead, right? The ending of Arkham Knight, he's not actually dead.
Well, we don't have but then.
Well, what it is remember people were speculating the ending of Arkham Knight. This, I think, definitively is saying, yes.
Well,
he's still alive.
It looks like when Batman drops down,
yeah,
Arkham Asylum's written behind him. There's a bit of smoke going on. Is it like Scarecrow fear toxins going on? And is Batman actually there, or is he a fear toxin thing?
It could be that either. Yeah, you could be onto something. Like, there's a number of ways they could go about it.
Because Harley would still know his identity.
But now you have me thinking, is Mark Hamill in this?
Oh, stop. They're going to have everyone back.
But listen, if there was a Scarecrow sequence, right?
Yeah.
And, the two actors the Arkham games have the most fun with are Kevin and Mark.
Yeah.
Saying like we know, Kevin and Mark,
Kevin Markey, the boys.
I mean, Harley Quinn is in this. If there was a Scarecrow sequence, it wouldn't be shoehorned in if Joker was in it. And if Joker was in it, you would ask Mark to play him again.
Yeah. With Clancy Brown, with Lex Luthor,
So
George Newbern as Superman. Oh, it'd be so good.
I'll tell you what I will say. it's not Suicide Squad is still not a game I'm super excited for, but it's slowly coming back up on my radar. Now I want to keep an eye on it again.
Now you want to look. Now you want to watch all the cinematics to it on YouTube, and that's about it. Just so you can see Batman.
100%. I mean, obviously, I'd rather play as Batman, but
Yeah.
But I think we should officially say on the podcast as well. Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy, the greatest voice of Batman ever.
What a voice! Actually, even when he wasn't Batman, what a voice!
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a gentle soul in every interview he ever did.
Yeah.
Did you meet him?
Uh,
Did you go up to that Comic Con and meet him?
I was there at the Comic Con. I don't know if I actually went up to him.
Okay.
I don't. No, I did. Sure, I have a sign. Yeah, there it is. The
Yeah,
sign
there you go.
of the animated Batman.
That's what I thought. You did go.
That right there, the black frame.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a picture of the animated Batman jumping off rooftops, and it has to Eric, I am Batman, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah. One of my greatest prides and honors in my life was meeting that man. He signed my college thesis on Batman. That's amazing. Anyway.
Now you just need to get Mark Hamill.
So
Good
that
luck.
was I'm dying for that. That was Suicide Squad, Killed Justice League with Kevin Conroy back in the role of the Dark Knight one last time. What was the next game that stood out to you, Eric?
Well, there's one that obviously was like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever. But I'm gonna leave that later.
Leave that to later. Okay, so what do you want to call out now?
I'm gonna call out Jedi Survivor.
Yeah. I had that next in the notes anyway.
That class. That looks so fucking cool.
Well, both you and I really enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah. I was like, I can't wait to play it at the easiest difficulty.
Yeah, 100%. It was when he dual wields.
It's when anything happened, it was like so cool.
It looks really fun to play.
Looks really fun to play. So, like it looks so good.
That's
the graphics
also
look good.
releasing
The lighting
this year.
the fuck, like what the fuck?
On St. Patrick's Day for us.
Oh my god, class! Thank you,
That
St.
is-
Patty.
Yeah. I mean,
We get to play as a redheaded Jedi for.
for us that's a holiday. So
Oh my god, even better.
yeah, hell fucking yeah. Jump into that for today.
I will save a holiday for the 18th day as well. 2 days off.
Play it all in one.
Clear it all in one day.
Yeah,
the lighting and the graphics look incredible. The gameplay looks so fun. Some of the new things he's doing with the Force and some of the executions and everything. And some of the traversal.
It looks great. Well, that was one of the I loved the exploratory Metroidvania aspect of that first game. So to do more of that in this game would be great. Cal Kestis was a great character. Yeah, he's a bit older, so I feel like they will have written him an even better story.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I loved the moment where he did some like Kylo Ren shit, where he froze the lasers and then used the Force and pulled them into the lasers. I was like, that's fucking
And
awesome.
then to go even further, he crafts himself like a new lightsaber, or he improves his handle to a point where now he needs vents, so the blue comes out of the side like Kylo Ren's, and he has this like fucking great sword like lightsaber. He's wielding with two hands. I was like, oh my god, yes, that's so cool.
No, so
you fight the droids.
I saw the droids. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
I was really stoked about this. I'm looking forward to that game. I think that's gonna be fun. It's not like my most anticipated game because next year is fucking ridiculous. But but it's up there. It's definitely up there. Fuck me, it's gonna be an expensive year. I'm trying to think of another game that I would like to point out because again, not everything stood out to me, and you said you wanted to leave one till later, and I already know what you mean by that. Actually, I'll talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Forspoken.
How many trailers is that game going to get?
Yeah, I know. It's releasing in January, so it's releasing next month.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
But I mean,
there's a demo actually. I'm going to download that demo and play it just because I'll decide.
That's what I was going to talk about. I played the demo.
Any good?
Yeah, this game's not for me.
Okay.
It will definitely be for some people. I appreciate that they did a demo, and I think it was a good idea because I think a lot of people were still just unsure. They're like, yeah, but what is this gameplay? Like, like, is it a Final Fantasy type? Or is it what is it? But it wasn't even the gameplay was fine.
Okay.
I just from the demo so strange to me, and I just got a feeling of an early PS4 game.
Okay.
That's what it felt like, and I'm like, this doesn't feel new and cutting edge. This feels like this was on discount sale now on PS Plus, or it was a PS Plus free game this month, but it came out years ago. Is what it felt like to me.
Oh, okay.
Even things like the way it was designed. Now the demo might not be how it actually will play. So when it first came on, I went into the settings and turned the brightness all the way down to the lowest, to the lowest number, and it was still too bright. So and then I was like trying to figure out, is that the settings on my TV or what? I couldn't read anything. I like, it was really hazy. I didn't think the graphics looked very impressive. But then it was
That's
things
true.
like I fought an enemy, and then there was just a chest in the middle of the road to open. And I was like, that's really bad, like, placement of that key object. Like, that should be, you know, it sounds silly, but like that should be like against a wall or in a little cavern, or like it was just in the middle of the road. Like, it's this place thing here. You bet enemies, so here is reward. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't for me, and I didn't connect with the writing at all in
Okay.
terms of the interactions between the characters. But Amy Hennig has wrote this game. She's a great writer, and I think some people will connect with this character on a very personal level. And I do see like Forspoken having a fan base and a community. I think it will, but it's not for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Having the demo, which was a great idea, and you've always said it, games should have demos. You're dead right.
Should have demos.
It helped seal the deal for me. Other people are going to play it and love it. They're going to go pre-order it. Perfect. I now know this is not for me. So,
yeah, well, games should have demos. Or demos.
Preach it.
Just get a fucking section of the game and put it out there. You're already making it. Release a demo.
So yeah, that was Forspoken anyway.
That's fair. Another one actually I was like, that looks, two actually trailers that I thought were like, these are class trailers.
Mm-hmm.
Was the Transformers one.
Actually. Oh yeah.
No, not that it's like I'm going to get this or anything, but I was
no.
Actually, this looks like the type of thing that if I was to do a Transformers story,
yeah,
this is kind of actually what I would do, because it's the best way to implement humans into the story without shoehorning in humans.
Did you do what I did during that trailer, where you kept trying to where you're like, I know this is going to be something recognizable, and I'm trying to guess what it was?
You see, no, for that the sound cut out, so I had to skip ahead, so I knew what it was before
because there's a song in it.
There's a song in it. Then the other one, which also has robots, but this was spoiled on me because of the interwebs. So I was like, at first I was like, what is this? What is this? And then as I saw the armored suits, the big armored mechs, I was like, oh, this is Armored Core.
Armored Core 6.
Yeah.
I never heard of the Armored Core series.
I definitely have. I didn't
people
really
are
know
saying
anything
they've been
about
going on since like PlayStation 1.
Oh yeah, they've been going on a long time.
I didn't have a clue.
There's like 5 other games.
So I get what, I get that, and I get that there's a hype behind this. So it was a really well made trailer. I have to say that.
Awesome, such a cool trailer. I thought both trailers were actually were pretty cool in just their presentation.
But I when it said From Software, if I'm being honest, I got excited because I was like, because I didn't know about Armored Core, so I didn't know this was a series, and this was before I saw that it said 6. Obviously, when it said 6, I was like, oh, this is part of a series. I thought it was just the next From Software game, as in Bloodborne, Sekiro, and I was like, this is so different. They're pushing the boundaries. They're being unique. They're experimenting with sci-fi now and guns. They don't do that. I was like, oh, that's exciting, because it's not kind of the same run of the mill stuff. And then I realized, oh no, this is its own series. So
yeah,
I was like, oh, okay. I jumped the gun there a little bit.
That was, and then another small exciting thing just to mention was Idris Elba. Idris Elba's gonna be
Cyberpunk
2077, Phantom of Liberty. You're going through wherever the hell you're going through with Keanu Reeves in your head, and now you got to team up with Idris Elba. I was like, that's so cool. These are cool dudes.
You're definitely gonna play that.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
Well,
speaking of DLC, a DLC that stood out to me is the Horizon Forbidden West, which
fucking Hollywood.
is getting a DLC, much like Zero Dawn did with the Frozen Wilds, called
Yeah.
The Burning Shores.
That's gonna be class.
That's
And
coming next year as well.
that's coming next year as well. I was like, holy fuck. Stop it. Stop releasing stuff.
This wasn't even like the amount of stuff that they're saying is coming next year at this show. It's not even everything. Like there's so many other games
I
that
think
I'm
it's like
excited for coming
literally
next year.
I think that literally everything they announced was coming next year. Because I think like there's Bayonetta Origins next year.
Oh no, I know that. No, what I'm saying is, but like,
as in because we have
Zelda
Dead
wasn't there,
Space
Hogwarts
and-
Legacy wasn't there, Resident Evil 4 wasn't there. Like, there's so many other games that are also coming out next year.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's gonna be
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
crazy.
Just yeah. What games
Yeah.
you just announced there?
Resident Evil 4?
No. The one that got us on this tangent.
Oh, sorry. The Zero or Forbidden West DLC, Burning Shores.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Beautiful.
I was like, oh, that's so cool. You're in Hollywood. Okay. The lava's kind of cool. Then the fucking machine came to life, but I was like, fucking fight one.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
because
that
I was recently like thinking, it's like, yeah, I should jump back into Forbidden West, you know? And then when you get a big, exciting news story to play, to jump back into that world, I'm like, oh, great. And, you know, she was flying on the Sunwing and stuff. And it's like, it just took me back to, like, that was one of the greatest moments in gaming this year.
Yeah.
Actually, was the Sunwing. It was
Traversal.
fucking,
Yeah, that was
so
great.
cool.
So
Yeah.
cool.
So, yeah, stoked for that. I am. Yeah. Anything else you wanted to bring up? Stop beating around the bush here.
No, I'm going to keep beating around this bush. I will announce everything else except this.
Right, what else have you got?
The trailer to Diablo 4 was pretty cool. Nice cinematic.
I thought what was more cool about it was Halsey
The
coming on
song
and
beforehand.
singing
Yeah,
that song.
that was another one I had
That's
to
sick.
actually. I do not know why, because Hosier's song worked fine, and
Yeah,
then
that's
this
weird.
one it cut its sound. And I was like, why are you doing this? This is a live performance.
Yeah, that was
That was
weird.
wrong with you. So I had to go back and watch that, but that was pretty cool.
Well, she was great.
She was great. I
Yeah.
thought the trailer was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I also
But,
liked the visuals and artwork to Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, that was
I
pretty
don't
cool.
know if it's a game I would like, but I
No.
thought how it looked.
No,
Probably not.
Behemoth also looked a bit.
Yes, that was another one I had.
Yeah,
Where,
that's right.
again, probably not one I'd play.
No.
But looked gorgeous.
Actually, every time there was a game with snow, I was like, please do not be a post-apocalyptic game set during Fimbulwinter. And none of them were. And I was like, thank God.
It's like, yeah, I can keep that. One
I
day
can
I'm
keep
going to make it.
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah.
But
It's a good
okay.
idea.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So there's kind of there's two big ones, I feel.
Okay.
And I don't know which one you're wanting to keep to last. But before we get to them, quick mention on Tekken 8.
Yeah.
What did you think? Yeah, I hear you.
What happened to the really cool graphics from the announcement?
Yeah, it just was. I was really looking forward to seeing more Tekken 8. What I wanted
Because
to
that's
see
what your
was
man.
a full fight
Hmm.
to maybe show off new features.
Hmm.
See how much of that original cinematic was gameplay and how much wasn't. To
Yeah.
kind of do a comparison. And this just looked kind of close to Tekken 7 from what I remember. Like, obviously, it looks newer and shinier and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Weirdly shiny. Everyone had a weird shine to them.
Now, I will say
Everyone
it looks
had, like-
fucking way better than Street Fighter 6.
That's fair.
But
But like, I
yeah.
don't know. You look at the teaser trailer to 8, and then you look at this, and it's like, this looks downgraded.
that
graphics-
first reveal was unbelievable.
The first, oh my god, it was so cool. The greatest thing ever. Not really, but it looks so. It did look really cool. The lighting, the graphics, oh my god, it was amazing. And then this was like, what happened? Why does everyone
Yeah.
look slightly cartoony, almost like they're a sticker being stuck onto the background and then animated or something? There are a weird shine to them. And then I saw the CGI cinematics, and I was like, I kind of just want a movie of this, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Cool to see Jun back.
That was actually the most exciting thing for me, was seeing Jun back.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
she's
that is
such
cool.
a pivotal part to the story of
yeah.
Tekken. Yeah, the mythos. So that was nice.
I think Tekken 8 is one now where, like, when I saw that first reveal, I was just like blown away. But having seen this one now, this is one I'd want a demo for. and I'd want to see, are there any new features that make this more fun? And if there isn't, I'm probably not going to tap back into it.
Yeah.
You know, in a similar way that I haven't been interested in Tekken since Tekken 5, but even at that was even for me a downgrade from the legendary Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag Tournament, the first Tekken Tag Tournament. They were just, that was the pivotal of Tekken for me, and I was hoping we could get back to that kind of quality, but we'll see. If there's a demo, I'd play it though.
Yeah,
100%.
Just give us games with either PS2 or PS1 graphics. We're gonna be like, this is amazing.
Yeah, 100%. That's why Replace looks so fucking good. Okay, so with that aside, there are two games that,
big
and I don't know which one you're calling the big one. So,
okay,
so why don't you bring up the other one now so that I know?
Well, the other one was the one that Jeff was talking about, the big reveal throughout the whole showcase.
As in Final Fantasy 16.
As in Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
So that'll give me a moment to segue and just for a moment talk about my slight disappointment. Right?
I had it with this trailer or with something else.
I thought the trailer was fine. I thought it was good. I mean, Final Fantasy 16 has looked amazing. I think.
Okay. Yeah.
I think the big set pieces, action, blood, it's very tonally serious. It doesn't look kind of cringy and JRPG, to be honest.
That's gonna be there, but
I'm sure it will. But
they're gonna have that laughing scene.
They've ha ha ha. But they've put a lot of the dark epic stuff at the forefront. And if you listen to the interviews with Yoshi P, oh man, like it just sounds incredible because like he was talking about how they're designing this game to be like a roller coaster, you know, in a similar way to how people would make, say, the likes of God of War and stuff, where it's like we need your emotions to be high now we need to bring it down to a low, now we need a big set piece, and it'll constantly shift and change. Plus the themes sound amazing. So I'm already stoked for Final Fantasy 16. I was glad to get the release date. It's releasing very close to my birthday. Hey, that's the June game of 2023.
That's your birthday. That's your present.
Another fucking game. But no, the thing that disappointed me was we knew they were going to show this the whole way through. So I didn't think it was going to be the last thing shown.
Right. I don't think it should have been. I think the other big announcement should have been the last thing before the
and you see
before the weird kids started talking.
Yeah, and at this point, I suppose I was holding out hope for two things. One of them was never going to happen, but I'm always going to hold out hope for it in every showcase until it does happen. And that's a Metal Gear Solid remake. I'm waiting for the day you're at a showcase, everyone loses their mind because a bit of snow was coming on a black screen and we just hear the beginnings of the end, or the best is yet to come. You hear the start of that, just the Irish singing, and everyone just loses their shit because they know exactly what it means.
Yeah.
And it just says remake, and that's it.
In the Metal Gear Solid font.
In the Metal Gear Solid font, and everyone knows it.
Yeah.
And it says Blue Point after that because we know that it's Blue Point making it. Like I'm waiting for that announcement, right? No, because Blue Point are definitely doing something for PlayStation, because like earlier this year there was the tweet that Blue Point had been acquired by Sony.
Yeah.
And then they quickly deleted that tweet because they weren't ready to share that with anyone. And then months later, shared that they had acquired Blue Point and congratulations, or we welcome Blue Point. But it's like, but if you had that tweet ages ago, it means you've already been working together. What the fuck are you working on? Blue Point used to release games like clockwork, and we've heard nothing from them.
Okay.
I think they're doing Metal Gear Solid. But anyway, so that was not likely to happen, but I always hold out hope. The other one was, I was like, what is likely to happen, but it obviously didn't, is Spider-Man 2. That's scheduled to come out next year, but there was no talk of it.
God.
Yeah, that's next year as well. Now that'll probably be, now that I think about it, they'll probably do all the marketing in State of Plays, and it will probably release November. It'll probably release like the same time as like God of War Ragnarok. It'll be a big PlayStation exclusive at that end of the year. You know?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. So many games.
Yeah, so fucking many.
Good luck to the awards next year.
But yes, Final Fantasy 16, I'm still stoked. I'm still excited. I just didn't think that was the right place to put it. The other one, yes, Eric, you're right, was very exciting.
Yes. But just back to 16. I'm not 100% sure I liked some of the reveals to this trailer.
Okay.
I like the summons. They're huge and terrifying.
Yeah.
But the reveal of Ifrit,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really like. And then they kept showing more, and I was like, I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I'd stop showing me things about Ifrit. I actually really liked the mystery of it, and it seemed like a mystery person was, and it seemed like that was the threat. And I was like, stop showing me more. Stop it.
Well, I suppose what was intriguing, and it's not necessarily something I liked, but because I thought, right, Ifrit is the villain, but actually it showed the hero turning into Ifrit a lot this time
Yeah.
around. But then there was a shot of 2 Ifrits.
Yeah.
So
I
I was
also
like,
didn't like that.
I know I don't necessarily like it, but it does mean that, okay, so in all those other trailers when we were like, oh, there is an Ifrit who's a bad guy, and we don't know who it is, that's still true, is what I gather from it.
But
But
Garuda was awesome.
yeah, so cool.
Oh, she was so cool.
And the big battle sequence.
Odin
and
was
then
fucking
Odin
huge.
comes in
Yeah.
and just fucking.
That this will be
yeah.
good. This will be good. This will be really cool.
I'm
And
pretty. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
But
it looks quite serious as well. But yes.
But yeah, Eric, set us up for the one that obviously stole the show for you. Then.
So good. Now, unfortunately, was ruined. Right.
This is always good. This is the only reason I stayed up so late and watched this live, because I just did not want the internet spoiling anything.
In fairness, the person who spoiled this on me, was Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions anyway. So
sure, okay.
there was no avoiding that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
No, it wasn't like some other person. And in fairness, like other people, are doing what we're doing. You have other gaming podcast people, other gaming YouTube people, gaming companies.
I get paid to do it, and
I get paid to do it, yeah. And they have like gaming companies and stuff. This is their whole business.
Mm-hmm.
So if something like that, I have something like the reveal of Death Stranding 2 gets revealed. Yeah, well, they're going to do that, obviously, because that's the news, right? That's the big news, and what big news it was. Oh,
what an amazing trailer.
What a good trailer.
Incredible.
And Hideo Kojima told us there's stuff in that trailer, and go find it, and he's fucking lying out of his little teeth. There's nothing in those trailers, and everyone's going to be fucking breaking everything down for nothing. So he does that.
Yeah, very possibly. But then he knows that in doing that, people are making content about it.
Yes.
It's advertising.
Genius.
It's great. But also, it makes for fun discussions. You do, if you have people who know Death Stranding in and out, and I don't, this could be a great debate for you and Adam someday, actually. I still have to go and finish Death Stranding, but yous could probably get a lot more out of that trailer than I could. Even though things like
you say that, but
no. But even like the whole question of like Troy Baker's character.
Yes, very interesting.
That is interesting. Now,
Leah
I don't
Sedow's
know the entire
isn't...
resolution of that, so but or like Norman Reedus being older this time around. I'm like, maybe like I don't know how Death Stranding ends, so maybe the guy saw that and went, yeah, that makes sense. Or is that a mystery for everyone? I don't know.
Right. I'd have theories about the old.
Okay.
Because the
Timefall.
babies, Timefall, probably.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
I don't know how far you are in Death Stranding. How far are you in Death Stranding?
Not very far, probably in the grand scheme of it, like 4 hours in.
I don't know.
So
because like I noticed something with Leah Sedow's character Fragile.
Yeah.
That I was like, that's interesting. Why is that like that? Right? So
okay.
I noticed something, and I'm going to assume you're not far enough to know what I'm talking about. Troy Baker's character, and I was like, that's a really cool design. That's really interesting. That's also pretty disgusting that we can see his insides.
It's also cool that he was singing the song.
Yeah, that was such a good rendition of that song.
Yeah, it's deadly.
And the visuals actually at the start. The visuals at the start, the guy's walking and the whole thing floating.
Kojima knows how to make a trailer, doesn't he? I mean, even every time it dropped, like, when it was a Hideo Kojima game, and that's when the guitar would go, like, and suddenly everyone's excited, losing their minds, and like he just knows how to market, and also just having it DS2 and the lines coming off it. I thought that looked great. I thought it was really funny as well when they asked him about how did the pandemic, and he's like, I rewrote the whole game and I don't want to predict any more futures.
Yeah, that's good.
Only he could walk out to the Mad Max Fury Road soundtrack.
Somehow that was not cut out for me, and I was like, this person clearly doesn't know what that is,
Yeah,
because that
excellent.
was awesome.
And the crowd went wild. Woo,
The
woo,
crowd.
yeah, yeah. He's like a rock star, isn't he? And
Yeah.
but yeah, it was cool to see him. I'm also
That's
intrigued by, he said he's working on another game too, which I imagine is the Xbox one. Remember during the summer, Phil Spencer announced that they were partnering with Hideo Kojima to work on a new game.
Oh yeah, probably then.
Like Death Stranding 2 is obviously a PlayStation exclusive, so the other one must be the Xbox exclusive. So I'm curious as to what that will be, and will that eventually be Xbox's first opportunity to win a Game of the Year?
Have they never won Game of the Year?
There is no Xbox first party game, as in, like so not I don't mean a game that is on multiple consoles. I mean,
Yeah,
an
like
Xbox
more or less
exclusive
like an Xbox exclusive. Yeah.
that has won Game of the Year at the Game Awards.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fair play to PlayStation.
No, I'm sure they've been nominated.
Yeah.
But they haven't won.
This could be it then.
This could be the one. Maybe.
Yeah, but some of those visuals were so cool.
Yeah.
So, oh my god.
What stood out to you the most, or what was the most?
The floating rocks, the red cloaks.
Yeah, the cult kind of
cult idea.
I also loved the line that was written, "Should we have connected?" That
was awesome.
Was awesome because it was because I get that the premise in the first one is Sam Porter building connections, and it's like in the first one that's like a good thing, but is this positing that maybe it wasn't such a good idea? By opening up to the rest of the world, you have possibly let in very dangerous people.
Was it
safer when everyone was isolated?
A lot of stuff with the Death Stranding first one, a lot of the things Hideo Kojima was building on was that people should be trying to build connections and reconnect with each other. And he got rid of I don't know if you're playing online. If you're playing online, you might come across other people's ladders or ropes or constructions.
I know of that feature, yeah.
Yes, and you can only leave likes, and everything's done in likes. So when you deliver your package to whatever person, and they'll only ever leave you a like, and that was to go against a lot of the negativity that can be found online. So a lot of the first one was somewhat based off, that we should be ending the sort of segregation and the having different mindsets and different things, that we should be sharing everything we have and liking what everyone has to share. Be it not obviously negative, bad things, but if someone has some art piece to share with the world, we should be very appreciative, and we should be thanking that. So it's very nice. But so is this going to be playing on the idea that the more we're connecting, the more we're segregating? Essentially, cultural appropriation and everything. It's like, oh no, you actually can't embrace that because
globalization.
Yeah. Is he playing on that, or is he playing on the connections and connecting to the beach that leads to the afterlife?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. And it could be all metaphorical, but yeah, is he playing with obviously there is so many benefits to connectivity and globalization, right? But there are negatives too. So is he experimenting with the negative side of it? Which, yeah, that could be super interesting. That line just stood out to me. Should we have connected?
Yeah.
Because it's like connection is a beautiful word. It always means good things. Should has negative connotations. So it's being juxtaposed to steal from you there.
Thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah, so it was And look, we'll definitely get to talk about this in the future more so. I'd love to hear what Adam thinks about this as well. I think this would be a big hype moment for Adam.
Oh, absolutely.
But was this the big hype moment for you of the show? Was this the big show stealer?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he walks out. Yeah, it's a Mad Max fucking Brothers in
Yeah.
Arms theme. But I was just like, this is amazing. He's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this whole thing and the BB theme and hearing Troy Baker singing it, and I was like, Troy Baker fucking back. That what?
Yeah.
I think Ellie Fanning is going to be in this game, and some other celebrities and stuff. It's like, this is just now. Obviously, if you didn't like the first one, you're most likely not going to like the second one.
Sure.
But if you are if you do like it, I like it. I do like the game. I think it's not the most exciting, exhilarating, fast pulsing game.
Yeah.
But I'm actually sometimes a little bit like, I actually stop attacking me. I just would rather walk in the first game. It's like this just, and like the slow development of like the roads and the buildings and the building connections to people. I just really like it. And
Yeah.
I like the world building of this very different post-apocalyptic world. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do with the second one.
Yeah, so for me, look, if tomorrow I could play either Final Fantasy 16 or Death Stranding 2, I'd pick Final Fantasy 16 because that's the game I'm most excited for. But on a purely which one of these was a better showcase, Death Stranding 2. That was an unbelievable trailer. It was so
I'll
well
probably
put
actually watch it
together.
again.
And then having him come out and the music and the way it was put together, the design of it, it was fucking awesome. And I pretty much knew straight away that that's what it was. Like as soon as any visual started at all, I was like, "Well, this is Kojima." I can tell by the art this is Kojima. And then you see the little hands on the and I was like, "Oh, it's Death Stranding 2." I was like, "Oh, I didn't know this was going to be at the show."
Yeah.
So this is exciting. So yeah, maybe they should have swapped that in 16 around.
Yes, I think so.
But the other thing is Kojima has come all the way to America from Japan. If he has to get flights or things like that, it's possible that they needed to do his bit earlier in the show. He might not have been sticking around. That's the only thing. But then
that's true.
Yoshi P is also from Japan. So I don't know. I'm sure there's always good reasons to why they schedule these things the way they do.
Yeah. Actually, what's the speak? I now just kind of going a little off topic. Did the Mario trailer play for you? Because that did not play for me.
It did play for me.
Was it a new trailer or was it the same trailer?
It was it was a clip. It was an actual clip from the movie.
Okay.
Looks like fun. Yeah, like I think that movie looks fun.
It looks fun, yeah.
I'm not the biggest Mario fan in the world, so like I've seen other people's reactions who are Mario fans and like they're losing their minds, like they love it.
Okay. That's good. That's a good thing.
They were like picking it. There's loads of video game references in it. What I thought was cool was they worked in some of the mechanics of the game into like how society works there. So for example, the little toad guy gets on an elevator and it's one of the little like platforms that moves up and down, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
So then Mario gets on that and then they have to go across these moving platforms and the music is playing as they're doing it. And
Very
then
good.
there's a pipe travel system that they have to go into, which at the end ends with like a green pipe, but Mario coming up out of the green pipe. So, you know, it was that side of things where it's like, oh, okay, cool. They have like taken how the gameplay works, but tried to put it into the game without it just being, oh, look, it's from the game. Like they tried to make it like that's how their society is built. Like they had all different people were on different platforms moving around everywhere. And so
that's very cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I think it's gonna be a fun movie. Like, you know, not a groundbreaking movie, but a fun one.
I think it'd be like the Lego movie.
Yeah,
100%. It's gonna be good crack, like
100%. So, I suppose to sum up, congratulations once again to Elden Ring and From Software for winning Game of the Year, and congratulations to all the games that were both nominated and won at the Game Awards this year. Game Awards is always a fun show. I made the background red because that's the color of the Game Awards. And seeing all those great reveals was awesome. And for us, Kojima and Death Stranding 2 was the big show stealer in terms of the game shown. But for you, it might have been something else. So if you guys have been watching us on YouTube, do jump down in the comments to share your own thoughts on either your favorite reveals, games you're most hyped for, and also if there was a game that you felt deserved a certain category, maybe let us know why you thought that way. Or if you're delighted that, say, Elden Ring, maybe that was your choice, let us know. And if you enjoyed this discussion, why not give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell for all future content. To all of you listen to us on audio platforms, you can also touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on the Game Awards 2022. This year was good. Next year is going to be way fucking harder. They have a serious fucking challenge ahead of them next year.
Yeah.
Just to let you all know, next week's episode, all three brothers will be back together, and it will be our final official episode of the year. Not to say that there won't be other little like bonuses and things to keep your eye out on. For example, we will be playing other games over the holidays and stuff, and one or two of us might decide to talk about one or two of them, or other little bits and pieces. So do keep an eye out for it. That's why you should subscribe, because those things are random and happen, you know, when we feel motivated or inspired to do so. But next week's episode will be our official last full-length episode for this year, and will be our wrap-up and our big highlights of the year 2022, and we'll love to hear yours too. So do keep an eye out for that. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.